It is believed that a flood in Muleshoe, Texas, I'm looking at the word again, Muleshoe, and that should be Muleshoe, Texas, was orchestrated by Russian cyber attackers. The hacking group identified themselves as a cyber army of Russia Reborn. The group posted a video online of the town's water control systems being manipulated, showing how they reset the controls. Tonight, we have with us on The Factor CEO of United Cyber Partners, Patrick Jones, to talk about how the attackers gained access and what this could mean for the future of American infrastructure. When you take a look at this, at its core, yes, it's scary. If they're in Russia and they're able to manipulate a water system in Texas, in the panhandle like this, I mean, what else can they do?
This is cyber warfare, period. Russia's been after America and us in our infrastructure for an extremely long time. The underground IRC chats suggest, and this is Kremlin who's responsible for this, that this is one of many. So what did they do? They went out to a town, a small town that has 5,000 population, Muleshoe, and what did they do? They exploited Muleshoe, and as a result, they released it so the world could see, making a mockery out of the cyber defenses, right? Mm-hmm. So this is one of many. Now, this is politically charged. We must know that. They say it's Kremlin, but it's actually Russia, okay, and their government tapping on our door saying, look what we can do from a cyber perspective.
Now, when we take a look at a city the size of Houston, do they have a firewall in place that would prevent something like this, or are we just as vulnerable?
Well, so when you look at Muleshoe versus Houston, Houston has more money to throw at cybersecurity, okay?
But if they hit us today, are we prepared? Would they get through our firewall?
You know, it depends. It depends. It depends on who it is and how much time they have to allocate to, you know, get around our cyber defenses. Now, the one thing that Houston has, okay, without saying too much, but Houston has money that they can allocate towards the best in breed cyber technology, okay? And as a result, it's going to be much more difficult for any hacking group to go after an organization and or an entity that's well funded.
Now, for those who say, well, I mean, it's a small town, who really cares? Should the people care? Should the viewers out there care that from Russia, a group can manipulate the water system and flood a town?
Absolutely.
You know, obviously no one died. You know, we're just talking about high water from the tower there.
Absolutely.
And they overflooded the tower.
Absolutely.
So, but should people be concerned about that?
100%. It's something that we need to be concerned about because, again, folks, this is a very small town. Could you imagine if it's New York? Could you imagine Houston, right? Could you imagine if it's one of our top 5 major metropolitan cities? Okay, this is a very small town, but one thing that you have to know, all it is time. Because in the cybersecurity industry, we talk about this. We say it's not a matter of if a cyber attack happens, it's a matter of when it happens. Are you prepared? Do you have countermeasures? What are you going to do, right? Are you up to date from a compliance perspective? Do you have the best in breed cyber technology? If you do not have that, then I'm sorry for you.
And for those who say, look, we're talking about Russia, they can't even get complete control of Ukraine. And that battle has been going on nonstop. But here's the mighty power of Russia, Mother Russia, not able to defeat Ukraine. So why should we be concerned in America? What would you tell those people?
Make no mistakes. A war with missiles and bloodshed is completely different than a cyber war, okay? So make no mistake about that. Russia has been after our infrastructure for decades now. So has China, and so has other countries, okay? So make no mistake, what Russia can't do from a war perspective with missiles and bloodshed, they can do when it comes to wreaking havoc to our infrastructure, okay? You have to be concerned. The U.S., we need to take this serious. And oh, by the way, the FBI now has a ransom out, which has exceeded $1 million plus for any information that you can provide as it relates to Kremlin and who's behind this.
All right. Well, Patrick, we want to thank you for joining us and sending this important message to the viewers out there. You have to take this seriously.